Greetings, beautiful nerds. Welcome to our seventh session of our new miniseries, Our Flag Means Doom. I don't need to say new. We're here. This is it. Our Flag Means Doom, right here, exploring the homebrew world of Odromia. I'm excited to continue this journey, exploring this world with this group of heroes, encountering all manner of new and exciting adventures. But who better to introduce themselves among these adventures than our wonderful cast, starting with Blanche.
Hello, everybody. I am farmgrownnerd, aka Blanche, our esteemed captain here on Our Flag Means Doom. You can find me on most socials at farmgrownnerd. That's about it for me.
Brash.
Hey, everybody. It's Andy. I apologize for the long intro last time. You can find me on TikTok. Don't laugh. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at ValveMax010. I'm back to play Brash some more. I'm really excited to see what happens to our crew today.
Just another shopping episode. It'll be fine. Pandora.
Hello, I'm Pandora, Necromancer Extraordinaire, and your friend EmmaRomama, or EmmaRomama_VO, and shout out to my little friend, Dandy's little kid, who laughs every time I speak, apparently. So, shout out to my number one fan! I'm
not going to say his name on live, but what I will say is, if you all aren't following Emma on TikTok, Instagram, etc., you should be, mainly because of this one video that they did where apparently some member of their family or a friend of theirs has compared their regular speaking voice to that of Toad from Mario. So go watch that video and then just think of a tiny 5-year-old child just laughing uproariously every single time they hear that and just being like, Dada, who is that? And you will have a window into the hilarity that I live with every single day. Thank you, Emma. Seth.
Hello, everybody. I am Seth, and I'm playing Hatch, the Dragonborn Blood Hunter. You can find me at Noctopus on TikTok and Knocktogon on Instagram and Threads.
And, of course, as always, I am your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, Andy, aka Mr.DanDyDM, and I can be found on all of the socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. For following this show, though, please head over to the YouTube and enjoy all of the episodes that you see there, including episodes from The Survivors of Ashkelon and Shadows of Ashkelon, all of which take place within the same universe. We do, of course, appreciate all those who have liked and subscribed thus far, but before we continue, there is a little bit of a special treat that we have. Recorded for the internet, I am joined by the crew of Our Flag Means Doom as we sing Happy Birthday to one of our lovely cast members. It's their birthday today. So, Emma, please try not to be disappointed.
We all practice this.
we got together.
Sync will work fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So I'll just do a count 1, 2, 3, and we'll sing. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Emma. Happy birthday to you. I have to turn all of you down for me to sing this.
I was trying to do the up part. I'm sorry.
That actually didn't suck as bad as I thought it was going to. And actually, I'm very proud of us. Kudos, gang.
Yay for Emma, yay!
Inspiration for all of us.
Yes.
All of you get inspiration. It was the most beautiful birthday song I've ever heard over Zoom. Truthfully.
Yeah!
Fantastic. As we, I believe we had it recorded last session, but you all leveled up.
We're level 8 now, right?
Yes. We were level 7, and now you are level 8, save for one lonely crew member. So, now that we've got our introductions out of the way, let us dive into our 7th episode of Our Flag Means Doom. Crew, you have returned once more to the Silk Sensations after a very harrowing experience within the candles, where some truly traumatic moments occurred for each of you. Not the least of which, Hatch. Not once, but 2 times, you were almost taken from this world. Thankfully brought back just in the nick of time before your departure would have been permanent. You guys are standing in the foyer of the Silk Sensations after having had some discussion in hushed tones about some of the items that you had recovered from the wizard towers that you had delved into. And, of course, some of the items that you recovered from this mysterious figure that went by the name of Shiv, this grinning, pale-faced changeling. As you are standing in the foyer, you all feel just exhausted and slightly numb, because not only did you travel to the candles, but then you fought and you buried people and you recovered items and some of you died and then were brought back, and then you had to make the trip all the way back home, all of which was in the horrible heat of the Desert of the Silent Mother. And all of that is weighing very heavily on you. At this point, it's about, I'll say, around 6 p.m. in the evening. What do you wish to do, or how do you wish to proceed?
As we're walking into the Silk Sensation, I'm going to kind of turn around and look at everyone. All right, everybody. Not that I don't think that we're all deserving of a nice long hot bath and a hot meal, but we also have quite a few more things to discuss. So let's...
So you're gesturing towards the upper room.
Yep, just sort of like hopping backwards.
At this point, Professor Thaddeus is still with you.
I know I do have some questions for you all, but I must say I am very tired. Today has been truly awful, and I have a lot to think on, and I don't know what... I just have a lot to think on. And
he walks away from you all, and he just walks up the stairs. You see him go towards his room.
Oh dear.
I will get us some drinks. This is going to be a long conversation, and I don't want to do it sober.
Strong ones, Hatch. You don't know how long.
I nod when I make off for the bar.
You make out?
I make out with the bar.
That hates us.
Which bar are you going to?
Let's go to the one I haven't gone to already, where
The guy hates us?
where the guy hates me because I bought the shitty 2 copper.
Okay, so you're going to the half elf.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you wander over to the half elf's bar, and they are very short, pixie cut, very light and bubbly, and they're like, "Hello, how are you doing today? Oh, you look kind of tired. Is there something that we can get for you right now?"
You know what? Yes. It has been a long day. Something strong for 4. Maybe just a bottle. If you could get us the bottle.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, of course. I would love to. And she immediately like turns around and she just, okay, let's see. And she just goes up to the large shelf behind her and she starts to pick some bottles down and she says, well, we have these 4 options. These are by far the strongest that we have.
I take all 4 of them. This'll do nicely.
Okay. So that will be that will be 10 gold.
10 gold. I look around to make sure no one else is going to try and lambast me for not trying to haggle. And I slide her 10 gold.
There is an Aarakocra patron at the bar, and he just sort of just side-eyes you, just like, fuck is this guy's problem? Taking all the top shelf, look at, what the? No consideration.
Slam 10 gold on the counter.
Fucking try it.
The half-elf just sort of like scoops it all, and says like, hey, I hope you have a really good rest of your evening.
And, you know, I look at her for like an extra half a second, just like, wow, to be happy. And I'm going to slide her 1 more gold as a tip.
Oh,
there you
thank
go.
you. That is, oh, you. And then suddenly, like, there's like a facade that has lifted, and suddenly your generosity is just like overwhelmed them. It's like, I've had a really hard day.
Oh no!
And thank you. I will not forget
Okay,
this.
I know. Today's been tough for all of us.
It's the moving back.
It's that Homer Simpson meme where he suddenly disappears into the shrubbery.
Or the one with the car where he's going down. He's slowly sliding.
It's been tough, I know. Hang in there. It'll be fine. Everyone will be fine.
Getting like fader on you. Like I can't, like it's getting less bright on you as you back up. It's so good.
You see her take her 1 gold tip and she like sticks it in her corset that she's wearing. She just goes back to smiling again, but it's like there's like tear streaks on her face, and she just is like, such a good day.
She's quite literally our manic pixie dream girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Hatch, you return back to the group with bottles in hand, and it looks like there is a bottle of some kind of herbal medicinal gin. There is a brandy. There is a whiskey of some kind, and then there is also a mead, like a very alcoholic mead.
So like the stuff I make. Okay.
Oh shit! You make mead?
Yeah.
And you're bringing it to Gen Con? What?
I knew it! I knew you were going to say something about Gen Con.
That's so generous.
Thank you.
I don't know how you got it through TSA. That's great.
$20 is $20. Anyway.
I bring all 4 bottles up to the room. I will distribute them evenly. I will keep the whiskey for myself.
Got it.
I get the feeling Pandora and Blanche are probably going to argue over the gin.
No. Pandora goes, no, please. It's all yours. As she kind of like looks at the rest and...
As we're heading upstairs, I'm just gonna be like, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a leak, and I'm gonna veer off, and I'm gonna head to Thaddeus's room for 2 seconds.
Okay. You as you approach his room, there are several rooms in between your room and his room, and his room is actually one that is closest to Lady Darcy's. And you see that his door is still left slightly ajar. It looks like he didn't even close it all the way. And as you approach, one of the doors to one of the rooms walks or opens abruptly, and out of that room, standing almost at your height, Brash, is a creature that you have never, ever seen before. Never seen their like at any point in your life. It almost doesn't register. You almost think, this heavily armored person is that's very bizarre. And then you realize, and then here's the thing that sort of throws you off or tips you off, that this is not actually a person inside a suit of armor. This is a walking suit of armor, or this is a walking being, because in the very center of their head is one singular glowing blue eye.
Thaddeus.
They have, no, it's not. This is another room entirely. Like their room is further down. There's another room.
Okay, said so horny when you're the one instigating it.
Oh, I don't get one thing I can do.
It's one of those awkward moments, Brash, where the very resonant, not humanoid sounding voice comes out of, you don't know what kind of vocal cords this thing has, but it to Andy's mind, it sounds slightly digital in that way. And you see he is wearing from certain points in the armor where the two armor pieces don't meet, or they sort of come together, there appears to be some kind of wood and stone that seems to be fused together, as if this is almost a living thing inside a suit of armor. The eye glows blue, but as you approach, there is a moment where it flicks on and off as it sees you. And you see around from its chest, or around its chest, you see a leather strap that goes down to a messenger bag with a rune, a glowing blue rune on it. And it's one of those things where, Brash, you almost feel like you might need to pinch yourself, because this is something that feels kind of dreamlike, because you've never seen anything like this before. And the next thing that happens, you see this very heavily armored being suddenly stroke the rune on the bag, and suddenly on the shoulder of this heavily armored creature, a brilliant white, blue-eyed, or I'm sorry, a brilliant white-furred, blue-eyed otter suddenly materializes on their shoulder. The creature regards the otter and taps them on the head, and then proceeds in your direction. And it's one of those awkward moments where two very large people who take up a lot of space in a small space.
Sorry about that.
Apologies.
Terribly sorry.
You're good. Do you want?
I'll go right. You go left.
Okay.
And he does that. And there's this moment where you guys sort of shift and trade spots. There's another, and the otter goes back inside the bag with its tiny little nose and eyes just sort of peeking out from the top. The creature proceeds down the stairs. As you pass the door to that room, you see that the doorknob, or the steel ring that allows you to open and close the doors, because they are heavy doors, is also glowing a purplish energy color. You're still proceeding to Professor Thaddeus' room?
I am. I will take a mental note of that as he passes me. Everything about that was just weird. I say that under my breath. I don't say that too loud. That has left a lasting impression on me. I'm not going to lie. But really quick, because I know how urgent the conversation we all need to have is, I just want to kind of knock on Thaddeus's door.
Okay.
And I don't know if he answers.
You knock on the door, and the door sort of slightly opens in a little bit, and you see him just sort of like sitting at the center table, like a little dining table in the room. He's just sort of sitting with his head in his hands, and you can see sort of that his body is just like it's just shaking slightly, almost like he might be crying.
Yeah. Hey, Thaddeus, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, he sort of wipes his eyes and just, I'm, what would you like, first mate? Brash?
Just a moment of your time. We'll talk more later, if you care to. But I needed to tell you a couple things. One, there was nothing you could have done different. You weren't there. You were following a plan. Somebody just found him first. Don't put that on yourself. And two, you might not take up our offer of coming with us, setting sail. Just know you're not alone. And I know it's almost insulting to hear this. And Brash's breath will kind of catch as he says this part. But I do know what you're going through. That's all. And I'll shut the door behind me and make my way back to our room.
As you leave, you see him he watches you just leave through the door. And then he turns his chair towards the fireplace and you close the door. As you close it, you just sort of see his shoulders just slump as he just breathes a sigh. You're returning to the room?
I am.
Okay. During that time, while Brash was having an interaction with Thaddeus, the alcohol has been divvied up. Blanche, you have the gin. Pandora, you have the...
Is there any wine? She has not touched any of them.
Just heavy liquor right now. The
Apologies,
hard
I
alcohols.
didn't think to get any wine.
It's all right. I mean, we have to do what we must. As she, gently, starts to, cork the mead.
We're all roughing it in different ways.
She goes, c'est la vie. And she brings out, that's Elvish, you know. She grabs.
Poor Hatch.
I take the tip of my sword and I just kind of tilt it up a little bit more when she's trying to...
Ow! It went all over the cat.
Just a little bit.
Hatch, please, decorum. She'll fill one of the glasses with the mead, swish it around.
Blanche is just sitting at the vanity, I suppose, and she is just knocking back shot after shot of gin while she's staring at the table and staring at her quiver sitting on the ground in front of her. Another shot, stare at the quiver, waiting for Brash to get back.
Captain,
Sorry, I drank a lot. Sorry, I'm back.
it's all right. I must say, I must commend our brilliant captain with her excellent maneuver back there. It was truly, truly magnificent. I would have never suspected that a bag of such could implode.
It's sort of horrifying in a way.
Truth be told, neither did I. I had no clue what was going to happen. I just hoped to try to stab him through the eye without him seeing first.
I spit out a little bit of my whiskey. So you didn't know what was going to happen when you pierced a bag of holding?
No. Am I supposed to?
I just thought, okay, no, I guess not. And I'll take a deeper swig.
Pandora drinks after that too.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to want to take a lot deeper swigs of that than you think. She picks up her quiver and then dumps it on top of the vanity and pulls it up, and the orb is sitting there.
Weren't we informed
Oh
of?
my God.
Yes.
Hold on, we were right? I remember that they had said there was an orb is the key, and they were like, "Ooh, an orb! How fascinating!"
Yeah,
And-
like Thaddeus laid it out and like described exactly how it
And,
looks.
oh, right, he
Yep.
drew it exactly, and it's right there
Yeah.
on the counter.
You
I
know
think-
exactly what you're looking at.
I think Pandora, the facade comes off, and she actually falls on the floor.
Yep, that's about right.
Is that the thing
Yeah.
Thaddeus was looking for?
Well, this is what it certainly looks like to me, doesn't it to you?
I got a question that does not pertain to this ball. Which of these is the strongest?
Take your pick. I had the bartender grab whatever just had the most alcohol in it.
Oh, okay. And I will reach and grab whichever one is unopened or the most full, and I will just start chugging like a half measure of that thing.
That technically would be the one that Hatch
Oh,
is
the
holding.
brand.
Oh, the whiskey?
Yeah, the whiskey.
I'll share. I'll share.
I don't like. Yeah, if you take it, you take it. I ain't fighting on it.
And I I drink like half of it immediately before I set it down with shaking hands.
Still pouring gin. Like, yes,
Yeah.
I know. I'm aware. This is what I meant.
Captain,
Mm-hmm.
what are we gonna do?
I'll be blessed if I know, but I couldn't have Thaddeus know when that's here. They sent that asshole after him thinking he was just looking for it. Imagine what they would do if they thought he knew where it was, or God's forbid that he had it.
And we certainly can't give it to Lucas.
No, we most certainly cannot.
So, at this point,
Well, what about these two? And I point at Hatch and Pandora. What about these two?
we're fine. We're
Lucas said everything. We're just gonna.
fine. I can persuade him with my feminine wiles. All right. So, as Pandora shakily stands up,
I reach back over, grab the whiskey again, and I like go and drink more.
she's trying to like keep her cool together, but is freaking the fuck out. She's like, so we can't give this to Lucas or his dear papa, and we really can't tell Thaddeus. So it seems like to me we're going to open the tomb and destroy what's ever there.
Excuse
God,
the hell out
no,
of me.
why in the hell would you think that?
Of course not. Why would we do such a thing? Why not?
Pandora, why?
Why? Because it's the tomb of Asmodeus, the tomb of a god.
That's all fine, well, and good, but do you have the power of a god?
No, not yet.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Why
I don't
not?
like that.
Why
Kind of
not?
cover the orb up a little bit.
Yeah.
No,
Land here is a dangerous tool, Sauron.
About to say.
Why? Why should we fear to use it?
she goes, well, all right. So, we can't give it to Lucas. We can't give it to Thaddeus. What do we want to do with it? Destroy it so no one could ever open the tomb?
Hey, we go aboard my ship, sail out until we can see absolutely nothing as far as the eye can tell, and then just drop it.
That does not solve the problem. Though.
I don't see how that keeps us from being killed at some point.
That's. Man.
I
Oh, we
certainly don't
stepped
want to
in
hold
it.
on to it, and I don't have anybody that I can trust that I would sell this to.
Might be a little bit hot for the black market.
Exactly. So the only alternative therein lies in simply making it unattainable for those who would not do anything
Okay.
good with it.
What about this? Not necessarily use the key to gain or fight whatever god lies down there, but what if we went in there and made whatever is worth finding in there inert? Or we moved it somewhere else?
Yes, we spread it across the realm.
So he can have the key, but the key won't do fuck all for him.
But what if this is a key to a prison with the prisoner, who, by the way, I'm going to remind you, may be fucking Asmodeus? How are we going to move him? This isn't... am I the only one that's thinking
Can
we
we
might have to...
can create a facsimile?
Bless you.
Can we give him a fake
Of a god?
of a key?
No, he means of the orb, and
Oh.
that's not a bad point.
Well, Hold on. Can an orb of this power be destroyed? May I roll for that, DM?
I can punch it.
Do
Or
it.
would
Punch
I-
it. Punch it right
would I
now.
know?
I'll help
Please
you.
don't.
I'll punch with you.
Please don't punch it. Don't punch it.
Of course, I roll a
Too
21
late. I'm
for
reacting
this
out of
one.
fear.
Benjamin, not fucking 5 seconds, please.
You hold it up. I'm going to 1, 2.
You dumb motherfuckers.
Fuck him up. Fuck him up.
Hold me back.
I'd like to cast. May I actually? Here we go. Can I cast Identify? Can we just call it a day and let me cast Identify?
That's what we're doing right now. We're identifying.
We're identifying how fucked we are.
Men learn about each other through their fists.
Identify yourself.
Aw.
Okay. Pandora, if you wouldn't mind, throw up the Identify into the Discord.
Yep. Hold on. So you see her bring out her curling hair wand, and she goes, "Before you stop punching it, please." And she's just, while this talk has been going on, she's just been swirling her wand slowly around as blue smoke just swirls around it, and I'll post that in the chat. You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it's a magic item or some other magic-imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item, what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
That spell's a lot more informative than I originally thought.
Okay.
Lizards.
There's not a rule associated with that. You just do it.
No, I think I just touch it.
Other than the casting time.
I need a pearl worth at least 100 gold pieces and an owl feather. So she goes, "One moment," as she goes off into the closet to all the gowns that they got, and she's crushes up a
I just
pearl.
realized that there probably would be in all of the clothing items you shoplifted from Sakis. There probably is owl feathers and
Just an indeterminate number of spell
And
components.
she looks over her shoulder and goes, "What? You thought it was just for fashion? Please." And starts sprinkling
It's
over
a
as she
Ferris
casts Identify.
Bueller cutaway. That was incredible.
Pandora
a
just
take
barrels the
to
camera.
the camera.
And then it cuts to one of us outside, and like she had no idea that we'd be using it this way. Just with interviews.
That's an interview. She
Brash.
had no fucking clue.
Brash gives them the Jim Halpert smile.
I love this crew so much. Anyway, sorry, that's what Identify does.
Okay.
And I cast it as a ritual.
So you touch it.
Yes. Oh.
Okay. All right. We'll get to that in a second.
Dear.
Blanche, as you are tossing back shot after shot after shot, and after you dump all of this stuff onto the floor from your quiver and the orb rolls out. And I'm assuming you pick up the arrows and put them back in the quiver.
Oh, yeah, she picks up the arrows and puts those back in the quiver. She well, no, never mind. Pandora's holding the orb cast doing the spell thing. So yeah.
Okay.
She's got her arrows back in.
All right. The subtle comment that was made, it was almost like a throwaway compliment to you on the maneuver that you did, piercing the bag of holding. And for a very brief moment, you wonder if this is something that Harper Champ would have done. And given what you know, would they have made the same choice? And would the choice you have made, been proud of the choice you made? That is the feeling that you're sort of wrestling with as you're sort of putting all of your arrows back into the quiver. Pandora, you reach down to pick the orb. Actually, no, you don't, because Brash and Hatch are wrestling with it. So you, who is holding the orb currently?
Yes, that I would be holding it. And
So
as
Brash
I
is
say
holding-
that,
Good thing your wisdom's high, motherfucker!
it's not.
I got a -2 to my intelligence and wisdom, and
all
2
have
good punching
minus?
fists.
It is a +0 modifier. That bitch is an 11.
You hand the orb to Pandora, and Pandora, you take the orb, and you begin to weave the spell with your wand, holding it. As you begin to cast the Identify spell, actually, I'm going to have you roll a percentile die for me.
Well, it's nice knowing everyone.
Anything below a 30.
Well, what? We'll do what?
Anything below a 30 is danger territory. Something's going to happen.
I just want to take this time to say I love you, Mama.
It's been real fun, guys.
Let me finish the gin.
Right before she says goodbye. All right, well, Seth as my witness, I'm rolling in our little D&D Beyond thing. $88.
That's pretty good. That's passing. Bees get degrees.
Fuck yeah, baby. Not dead yet.
You feel the orb heat up in your hand. And as you stare at it, you see flickers of people's lives suddenly passing in front of you.
Oh no.
And you see, as you pass your wand over, it's like you are swiping
Is it
left,
Tinder?
swiping right.
Am I on fucking Tinder?
No, you're not on fucking Tinder. It's a different dating app altogether. You're basically seeing all of these people moving
Got
about
it.
their lives. As you are swiping, you see that the person changes. And it's the left to right swipes is what's changing person to person.
Okay.
But then as you're still continuing to weave the spell, like the hand motion goes up to down, and suddenly you are seeing the same person, but in a different... but different. They are different. Something about... You're not entirely sure what made them different, whether there were potentially choices that they made.
It's different realities?
You're swiping, and you're swiping, and then you're scrolling, and it would appear that you are viewing alternate timelines of different people's lives.
Can I find anyone in the room here with us?
You're just identifying things right now. And with this identify spell, since you did roll an 88 and nothing too terrible is going to happen, you learn its properties and how this does appear to be an object of almost divine power.
Oh my god.
This, based off of what you're seeing, nothing of what you're seeing would lead you to believe that this is a key to something. So you sort of think about that, and you're just like, potentially, Thaddeus, there might have been a mistranslation somewhere. This is an object of power, most certainly. But it doesn't seem... like, why would this open something?
Right, how is
This
this a
thing-
key?
Yeah. It does require attunement to use. It appears to have 4 charges.
4 charges.
Convenient.
You don't know if those charges are replenished or it just has 4. You don't have any idea if you were to use 1, would you get that 1 back at any point?
Right.
You are not able to determine whether a spell is what created it.
Okay.
There does not seem to be currently a spell that is affecting the item.
That's good. So it's not being tracked. Okay, that's good. That's a positive.
But this object was found within the wizard towers known as the Candles.
Right.
And you know, based off of the history that's been explained to you, these towers were centers of study and vantage points by which wizards and sages and mages could observe the Midnight Citadel.
And it's on the ley lines, too, of where the magic is strongest. And this is definitely ancient. Yeah.
Now, whether or not the Midnight Citadel is a prison of some kind, that very well might be true. But you don't necessarily think that there's nothing that would lead you to believe that this is a key to anything. This seems to be something designed for a much larger purpose.
Can I... say that? Yeah, she'll say, well, I've solved one of our issues. I do not believe this is a key to unlock a tomb of a great god of death. So, that's a positive. Another potential positive, based on how you spin it, is actually this is an item of even greater power.
So are we even more fucked?
Honestly, if I could attune to it, I could probably give you more information. But as of now, there are 5 charges of what I know not. 4 for each of us. How convenient. There's 4 charges, and it is revealing to me different realities of individuals.
I don't suppose you recognize these individuals then?
She'll look quickly back down and she'll scroll to the left to swipe through the people and see if she recognizes.
You see a random elf that is currently standing amidst a frozen tundra.
No, everyone. It's not someone I know or someone we would have recognized. For example, I'm seeing an elf in a frozen tundra, so not even relatively close to where we are. So it's...
How are you so certain that these are different realities and not just different people?
Good question. And then she'll do the up-down swipe on this elf in the tundra. Can they see, or can only she see it? Can she show them?
You're the only one who can see it.
Damn it.
You're about to say you're the caster. You're the one that's seeing it.
The fuck? Okay, hold on.
You swipe up. You see the elf who was standing in a frozen tundra overlooking a glacier, and it seems like they're staring off in the distance from their perspective, staring off in looking at a mysterious white icy city. As you swipe up, though, the image changes, and you see them charging across a green, grassy battlefield. You swipe again. You see them experimenting with different test tubes and beakers, mixing different substances and chemicals together, and then suddenly there is a magnificent explosion of flame and fire, and they are burnt to ash.
Whoa! I think you see her eyes go woo as she sees that one. She's like, it has to be It's the same person in different scenarios. Whether that be time and its chronology, whether it be divination and things of potentially to come, I cannot tell, but I do know it is of great ancient power. I have never held anything like this.
All the more reason we can't give it to Lucas.
No. All the more reason. I'm honestly not sure if we should give it to anyone. But it's not a key.
Well, all that aside and being true, that still leaves us with what to do with the thing. Now, I still say we swim it out to the middle of the ocean and just drop the son of a bitch off somewhere where it's not going to be found, but it is not just my opinion that matters here.
Honestly, making off with it ourselves is not sounding too terrible an idea to me. There's no way in the hells that Thaddeus could keep this thing locked down.
And to the casters in the room, I don't want to. The captain was the captain's fine, so I shall not lay claims. But is there anyone who would like to attune to it, to discover more? It could be of use. It could change. And then her eyes slightly widen a bit. Things that have passed.
I don't think I care for whatever the hell that thing is.
Then perhaps it should be you.
Did you miss what I just said? No.
Brash, you have a heart of gold. If anyone were to use it for the better good, it would be you. And not I.
She has a point.
Can I insight check Pandora? May I, Emma?
Yes, you may. Thank you for asking.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. We love consent at the table.
It's an 18 plus 3, 21.
And I'm rolling either persuasion or deception, Dandy, or just nothing.
Oh, no, for insight, here's the thing. That is a high roll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let Pandora message Brash what they notice or what they pick up on, because you're looking at like subtle things in terms of body language, changes in how the person speaks, things that would tip you off that something might be amiss. And it's not like a, oh, this person is lying card. So
Where are you? Okay, I'm DMing you right now.
Okay.
I think I've told you. I know I've told Blanche that's one of her tells. I think I told you too.
Okay. Gotcha. I think seeing that and hearing everything you said, Brash will kind of go. Brash will kind of go, I don't like this thing, but I mean, if we're gonna keep it, this thing isn't gonna like light me on fire, is it?
No.
Oh, all right. I mean, I guess I can watch out for it, but the second this thing gives me the heebies, I'm shoving it in a bag and I'm not taking it out.
I'll fireball it. I'll bust it into pieces, and you won't have to worry anything about it. I really think this could be advantageous for what's to come, given that we're already tangled with whatever the Nightmores are.
Captain?
I said she has a point, Brash. I meant it.
Hatch?
I know for a fact, as you've mentioned, that you are uninterested in what kind of power it may bring, and I understand where it's coming, where Pandora is coming from, that you would be the least likely to abuse it.
However, if you want me to, I'd be more than happy to attune to it.
Save us.
Everyone goes, no.
And I'll reach out for it and I'll take it and kind of just look at it and I'll hold on to it. I don't know about attuning to it, but I'll hold on to it.
Okay. Is there a particular place you're storing this item?
In your trunk?
That's a good question.
It just snorts.
Just constantly look like he's stung by a bee in one spot.
Snorts
Get
the
out
orb.
of here.
Snort the orb. Let's go and quote. I'm gonna brainstorm a place to hide this. Something really careful, but I need like the rest of the night to figure out a particular spot. It'll probably be moving around a whole lot.
Okay. You all hear a sudden heavy knock on the door.
I'm naked! She shouts as
Just instinct.
Give us a moment, please!
We're all
You
naked
hear,
in here.
you hear a very deep voice on the other side of the door, very barely audible because of all the soundproofing in these rooms.
My apologies.
Is that Thaddeus?
No, Felix. I know. That's why I knocked.
Oh, it's one of the crew members.
Oh no, it's that guy.
What guy?
Yeah, you just
I was wondering if I might have a word.
I gesture to Brash to pocket the orb.
I pocket that. I will shove it in the same. For now, I will shove it in the same bag that my trunk horn is in.
is anyone opening the door?
Blanche will hop over. Do like the full bunny hop where she leaps up, press 2 feet pressed against the door, and she's just holding the doorknob. So
I so wish we had an animator for the show.
Use your full body mass against a doorknob.
You open the door. The door slowly swings open. All this person sees is these long pairs of ears that just suddenly just are hanging onto the door as the door moves. It is standing in the full frame of the door. This incredibly large individual. Hold on one quick second. You see this very heavily armored creature standing in the doorway, and as he looks at you with his lone blue eye in the center of his face, the blue flicks on and off as it looks at each of you.
Can Pandora be changing into a different gown?
Sure.
So that she comes out in a completely new outfit?
I'm terribly sorry. I don't mean to intrude, but I was just downstairs and I was speaking with several of the patrons here and several of the employees, and they mentioned that there was a crew here that had a ship, and that ship might be for hire.
for what?
Depending on who's asking.
Do you mind if I come in? What I have to say is best not said in a hallway.
Oh, our guest has been left in the hallway as Pandora's standing in the doorway of the dressing. Really high thigh slit is what she's wearing now. And she goes, please do come in. You shall meet our captain and our first mate.
Very well.
He enters. Felix suddenly apparates on his shoulder.
It's a rat!
And just puts his starts to scratch very tiny scratches on the side of this creature's head. Just
No, I I'll talk. I'll do the talking. I understand. Yes, I know.
And he's having this sort of seeming one-sided
It's not a rat.
conversation with this
What do you mean
white
it's not a rat?
otter.
Look at it.
I'm looking at it. It's a giant rat.
It's the same
I'm
size
sorry.
as
This
me.
is
And she looks at Blanche.
this is Felix. Do you want me to? Okay. He's just Felix. Yes. So I have a prisoner that I need to get out of the city, and I need to get this prisoner out of the city before certain eyes fall in our direction, and our location is revealed. It would seem that it would be to our benefit to hire a crew that is, and he looks at you, and I don't mean this as an offense to you, but is not well known.
Can't really take offense to that. We can't. Come on now. We haven't.
You can't.
Is there a specific location in mind? Or just out of the city?
We need to get out of Recco.
I'm not
Right
in the
now.
habit.
Right now, that... After having talked with my prisoner, she has said that it might be advantageous for us to make our way north towards the Crystal Expanse.
I have never been one to transport live cargo without knowing any such details. So, your prisoner, what exactly are they running from?
Former employers.
That's rough.
Some former employers that perhaps affluent the city?
I'm sorry.
For former employers that are very well known in this city, perhaps?
Yes,
Ah.
very well known.
Okay, alright. And what was your name?
I'm sorry, This is embarrassing. I usually am very good about mentioning who I am. My name is Dozer.
And he extends a very large armored hand to you.
Dear gods. Pandora. A pleasure.
Pandora, you are a very large half
Woman!
woman. His hand like clasps your hand, and it could easily hold 3 of your hands in his.
Sweet. She's like turning her head slowly to look at the others, like, don't fuck with this guy! He's fucking huge!
He holds your hand very, very gently.
A gentle giant.
And he
An iron giant.
He
Super.
he looks at each of you.
It is a matter of time. The sooner we leave and get out of this city, the better. Already, certain things have changed or been altered. I don't know when it's going to happen again, but I think it'd be best if we left before we were located.
You mentioned the Crystal Expanse. That is not a short journey. Are we just taking you there and dropping you off at Amalrion, or are we taking you further inland to Alsasari?
Wait, hold on. How does Hatch... Wait, what?
These are
What?
regular places, I would think.
Does Hatch know them, though, coming from the bag?
I'm still
Hatch
a
lived
citizen.
lived an entire life before he was
Chicago existed in the 80s.
wait. Oh, no, I know. But I thought the bag was its own pocket dimension, so that's why
It
he
is.
didn't know.
It is now. It
But
hasn't
he-
always been.
It was in this
Oh,
plane.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Pandora's like, what the fuck, Hatch? How do you know all this shit? Sorry, edit that out. My bad.
no chance. Dozer mulls that question over and says,
Honestly, I think my prisoner's reasoning is that given that the elves have a propensity for certain types of magic that might be able to shield them from prying eyes, that they would be better protected there. I also would be better protected there. Although I don't think that my enemies are looking for me right now.
Well,
Sorry.
no, go ahead.
No,
It's just
I was just gonna say, Captain, we were considering just leaving. I kind of whisper that.
I was just thinking the same thing. We were just talking about visiting the Crystal Expanse, weren't we?
Beautiful this time of the year.
What do you mean?
We both tilt our heads.
Give me that.
Shut up.
Oh, goodness.
It's fine. It's fine. All right, certainly.
Oh, so
You know what?
you were all thinking of leaving as well. Well, then this is very fortuitous.
That's a word for it.
I don't have a means of paying currently. I do know that once the elves take my prisoner as captive, they will, of course, I believe, pay a handsome bounty, as my prisoner is wanted by the elves.
I'm tempted to ask who your prisoner is, but I'm also plagued with the knowledge of the less I know, the better.
I know exactly how you feel. I wish I didn't know them, but I wouldn't.
You wouldn't be collecting a bounty.
If it's possible for a one-eyed creature to suddenly get a far 1,000-yard stare,
Oh my god.
he has that. And he says,
He's
But
buffering.
if I didn't know them, I wouldn't be on this world.
Oh, they were your creator.
No.
Oh. On this world. What?
I was snatched from another. I'm not from this world. I was created on another world, and
Another reality. She slowly turns to the others like...
Is the concept of different planes a thing? Or is that just wackadoo nonsense?
he's not saying anything about different planes.
No,
he
he's
says
just saying he's not
another
from this
world.
planet.
Yeah, well, okay, well, is the concept of a different planet.
I mean, in terms of there being other worlds out there, yes, there's definitely a concept that when the creation of the universe, when the gods first threw their paints upon the board, that multiple worlds were, of course, created.
And he's basically telling us he's a moon man.
An alien. Yeah.
In so many words.
Now, hang on a minute. You said created. I'm terribly sorry. I don't mean to be rude. Fuck that. Yes, I do. Excuse me. And she hops up and like onto his shoulder.
oh,
Big guy, but you're fighting for real estate.
I'm about the same size as the otter. I'll just hop on the opposite shoulder.
My god.
There's
Die
now an
laughing.
otter and a very small heron on top of Dozer's shoulders.
Just gonna start peeking through like the holes. Like, what the fuck do you mean created? This doesn't make any damn sense.
As you look inside, and
Oh god.
Dozer just sort of tilts his head and looks in your direction.
is that absolutely necessary?
I'm curious, and you don't seem the type to answer questions quickly.
As you begin to look into his inner workings, you do see several mechanisms that seem to be turning, but it is this beautiful synergy of mechanical and biological fused together. And in the very center of this being's chest, you see a blue crystal that is holding everything together inside a cylinder of some kind. It's almost like out above table, a battery.
Huh. Stands upright, knock, knock, knock on top of his head.
There is a echoing sound.
Huh. You've got to be the most interesting customer I think I've ever had. Hops back down.
Customer. So that's a yes.
Oh, it's not a no.
You know, if you're curious about her inner workings, you could always just give her a little knock on the noggin, same as she did you.
I know where you sleep.
There isn't
We sleep on the same ship.
this creature
surprise.
doesn't have a visible mouth. From them comes this almost slight vibration sound that is like a very poor imitation of a laugh.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Not gonna do it.
This is more like artificer territory for sure. It's gears. So if we could, the prisoner, shall we gather them? I mean, our little vacation has come to an end, and I must say I am craving a cooler climate.
Leave in the dead of night.
Yes, after my night cream has set in is what we should do, Captain. Absolutely.
Crew's not gonna like it. Or did the crew get let go on their leave?
They were told to stay close to the ship
You
and around
gave
the docks.
you gave Friedrich a bag of 50 gold to take and split amongst the crew that was on the shore or at the docks evenly, and then they were allowed to go just into the first border of the city. They weren't to leave the docks. They were supposed to stay there and have some mild entertainment, maybe get a couple drinks, but they were not there. They were not. You didn't give them enough money to like hang out for days on end. Like this is within the next day or so that you'd be getting back to them.
Wait, can Pandora and Hatch even leave? With Lucas's thing?
No reason that
What was-
can't, as far as I know.
What was the deal
That's
again?
what I'm worried about.
What was the deal? The deal was wasn't the deal like something along the lines of like, if you don't give me what I want? What was that?
The deal was that if you did not return with items that he requested, he would be taking your memories.
Right.
So we have to return.
So
I mean, if we return, then lose memories. But if we don't return,
oh, you're saying like if we never
come back.
never come back,
With the quest is still open, basically.
he can still find us in our dreams.
As long as he can't find me in my body.
Dandy's face. His face. He went,
I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud. I don't know about this one, guys. I mean, this is
Okay, so real talk above table. We can't just leave the city without closing that out somehow. Clearly, this orb is not the orb he's looking for anyway, so excluding that would be completely irrelevant. All he wanted was something from there. We weren't even given specific instructions, just whatever we found. So if Blanche and Brash go back while y'all escort our new customer to the ship, we should be able to give him a few tomes and something else out of her bag. I know Blanche grabbed a few things from in there, and I know we all tried to grab quite a few stuff from what's his face's bag.
yeah.
So we can bring him a few things and just say, this is what we found.
Maybe then Hatch and Pandora should take the orb so that he can't take it.
yeah. I was gonna say
Exactly,
If we
that's
go,
nowhere
I
near.
cannot
There were
have that
other
orb on me.
items that y'all grabbed besides the orb. There were other items.
I have a scroll that has the
Oh, I have
celestial and the
a
infernal.
sword. That's also right.
I had
That
a
was
tome of some
Shiv's
sort.
sword, I think.
It sounds
I
like
also
Lucas
found a book.
Nightmore was trying just sort of a shotgun effect where he was just like, I'm going to send as many bodies into the candles as possible, pay him some money to look for whatever on the chances that somebody will find the thing I'm looking for.
Part of me feels like we were hired by Lucas and Shiv was hired by
By his-
Lord Nightmore.
Yeah, by his dad.
Probably.
That's the vibe I got.
Because they don't have
I don't
a
know
good
if that's correct.
relation. Well, no, because remember, like, a few episodes ago, like, Pandora was like, how's their relationship? And the priest that we were talking to, the cleric, was like, not great. So, like, it would make sense that... And also, Lucas has hinted that he and his dad have many issues with each other. And that his dad is somewhat controlling, and or another force is controlling him to speak his own desires or truths.
But no, yeah, we can, if you and me can go, Brash, and you ditch the orb, and you two can take our new friends aboard the ship, even though I haven't gotten a chance to play with the otter yet. It's fine. We'll move on. It's fine.
Are we okay splitting the party?
No, but there's not much other options at the moment because I don't want the two of you in front of Lord Nightmore. More specifically, Blanche does not want either one of you in front of Lord Nightmore ever.
I can just flirt my way out.
Do you not think it would be a little suspicious if we didn't go?
I kind of do. I kind of really do.
Not necessarily. We've been gone for a couple of days. It would make some sense that we would send somebody back to oversee the crew, right?
Wait, we're not saying this in front of what's his face, right?
No, I'm assuming this is all above table.
I'm locked in character right now, so whatever.
Never mind.
We can say that this is. We can say that this is part of the roleplay or not, but I'm in character right now. If I'm talking to myself, it's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna dedicate now in character. Y'all need to come with us. I think we should get this orb to the crew. I got an idea. Let's just shove it in the platinum. Take the platinum to the ship. We go back to Lucas. We give him everything else we found. And he's gonna freaking search our minds, isn't he?
That's why I said they don't need to go.
Well, he could possibly do it at us.
Oh.
And I'm saying I'm assuming we waited until after our guest left. Because Jane talking about Nightmores and all that business with him standing right there.
Confusing.
Pandora, you had something to say.
I was just going, can we assume that, she said, good, thank you so much, we will absolutely take your job and we'll talk to you soon, goodbye. As she's like, push, thank you for your service.
It's one of those things, it's like one of those animes where like the tiny girl character is pushing the very large behemoth character. Just like, and you see like their legs just sort of spinning. The very large creature named Dozer looks up at Blanche.
So we have a deal then. We are to be your guests aboard your vessel.
Agreed. We'll leave in a few hours. Just stick around here by the sensation, probably somewhere downstairs. We have an errand to run, and then we'll be right back.
Okay. Very well. I will tell my prisoner and
The Watt ship, by the way, is the one you're looking for.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
The Watt ship is what it's called.
The Watch ship.
The Watt ship.
Very well. And
She just stares at him like, I dare you.
We're getting ready to start this bit up again. Just rev the engine.
I was not prepped for combat.
He has this moment of a slight pause and a head tilt, and there's sort of this slight creak in the armor, just a, and then looks at Felix.
yes, of course I'll tell her.
And then he turns around, leaves, exits the doorway, and then turns back to you all. Slight bow.
Thank you very much. Yes, Felix, I'm not trying to be rude. You're rude.
And he goes down the hallway, and you hear him approach the door, and there's this slight sound of almost a magical release. And doors open and close, and then there's a slight magical locking sound that happens.
Arcane lock. Pandora's going to, as if she was waving as he walked down the hall and slams the door, turns around, and goes, wait! What if I go see Lucas and give him the items? Hold on. He's already infiltrated my mind. He can't threaten me anymore.
So yes, you lied to me.
All right, Hatch. She turns and she stomps her foot. I was trying to keep my secrets close, but clearly I can't. Yes, Hatch. He infiltrated my mind and my dreams. So he's a bit obsessed with me. Needless to say, we understand each other. So I could deliver the goods. You two don't have to worry about being infiltrated in your minds and or your dreams. Give him the items, say ta-ta for now, and we head to the ship and call it a day.
I just want to point out, typically when somebody has infiltrated somebody else's dreams, the person who's having the dreams is the one who's obsessed with the other person.
Obsessed with the other person.
Okay. Okay. Me obsessed with Lucas Nightmore. Wild accusation.
Why are you posturing right now?
I'm not. I'm just standing the way
Why are you trying to front?
Why are you so sweaty right now?
Glance down at the book. Yep. Mm-hmm. Brash goes, all right.
Needless to say, I think that would be our best course of action.
Pandora, I'd be more than happy to completely agree with you at this point in time, but there's still one teeny tiny little problem. We're trying to keep the notion of this orb from him, and you have notion of it.
Don't we all, though?
Yes, that would be half the problem right now. That's really half the problem.
He has full unfettered access to your mind. Like, he at least has some kind of difficulty with us.
That's true.
Which is why it's complicated, because if you're not there, he's going to be like, why the fuck isn't she here? Why isn't the Dragonborn here? Why is the only two you here? And I'm like, I don't understand.
We'll just tell him that they're off doing their part of it. We came back to deliver. There was at no point any kind of expectation of all four of us making the delivery.
Do we even need to meet with Lucas Nightmore? He's a powerful man. Certainly he's got staff.
Oh, we could
just
mail it.
Yeah, could we just drop it off with them? Put a P.O. box.
Stewart?
Yeah, does he have a steward or
Yes,
some
he
sort
does.
of...
Yes,
Steward the steward.
Yes.
Stuart Maximilian the Steward, yes.
It is getting late, is it not? He might not even be at his building, the Purple Worm.
That's a fair point, I suppose. We could leave it at the guard shack and just tell him to deliver it.
This is all we found.
Yes. Drop and go. I'm watching Dandy's face the entire fucking time.
That's a bold assumption.
It's the magical artifact DoorDash.
Somebody
when you drop
that.
the keys back off at Enterprise.
We're actually going to take a break right there.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna grab a beer. This is beer territory now.
Oh my god.
I'm going to hydrate.
Anti-hydrating.
I'm gonna go pray.
I'm excited, guys. It's gonna be a mess.
We come back. Just a quick recap. So we have returned once more to the Silk Sensations. A lot has happened. We have identified this orb as being an artifact of almost godlike power, somehow allowing you access into the lives of various, potentially beyond number, the number of lives that you're able to view and influence or see, as you can see that they are throughout a multiverse of possibility. Once the orb has been identified, the question is broached: what to do with it? What to do about the Lucas Nightmore equation? What to do about Thaddeus? And it is at that point that we have encountered a new player on the scene who has hired the crew of the Haretrigger to transport them safely, hopefully, to the Crystal Expanse. With a prisoner, an unnamed prisoner in tow.
Maybe we should go over the plan. We said a lot of things just now. I'm not sure what is going to be enacted and what was merely conjecture.
I still don't like putting the two of you in front of the Nightmores again. I really don't, especially you. And she points to Pandora.
She goes, I'd be a great asset, as she swivels around at her very tight dress with the slit up the side. Just saying.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you're throwing your fingers along that book really hard.
Was that in character? Did you do that in character?
Because, so, to the players and everyone out there, that's Pandora's tell. When she's lying is her fingers tap on her book that's on her thigh, the holster. So they start tapping when she's lying.
There's no way in the world Hatch would have ever. Nor will he ever catch.
Nor will he ever catch.
I will not roll an insight. I will not catch.
So Hatch will never know.
Mm-hmm.
He'll never know.
Everyone's telling the truth all the time, forever. It's such a hassle to lie.
Oh, never change. Never change. All right, well.
Child.
Precious baby boy.
I'm older than all of you.
You are a silver blue fox dragon man. So we're splitting in two. Yes, Hatch and I is still splitting in two, or are we going as a group to DoorDash our magic items and then get out?
I would rather not split the party, but no, I guess we can all go to throw this bag of shit at the door guardsman. Let's go. It's fine. It'll be fine.
Someone needs to round up the rest of the crew. We do not know where they are, especially at this hour.
Well, now you're confusing me because it was you who said not a couple minutes ago you didn't want to go. Now you want some. But
I thought we were splitting the party, so
2 and 2. Yes, then that's what we're doing.
this is why. Yeah, I thought so.
I'm
All right.
gonna
Two
trust
of
my
us can-
captain.
Then perhaps it should not be the captain and first mate go back to the ship and the two new recruits do this exchange. Maybe we should flip that.
So I should go.
Whatever. I'm just,
Pause right there, Pandora. You're being paid for your part to help out with my issue with the crew. Remember?
I shall go rally their spirits. Only I can do it. Heaves up her bustier.
Atta girl.
all right. Big swig.
All right. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, Hatch, Pandora, go round up the crew, get to the ship, have them ready to move, I guess, and then we'll meet you back there. And I look down at Captain to try and verify that I said that correctly.
Deep breaths. It's fine.
And, should we have a time limit? In case...
A time limit, and if we cannot meet up, we set sail. We meet maybe at another city somewhere a little bit further north. Alakar, if we want to take a little bit of a detour, or Silamet, if we just want to keep going forward.
What I was saying, in case we need to go get them. In case something goes awry. Should we have a signal? You know?
Do you have any spells that could do that?
She looks at Brash. Communication spells aren't really my thing.
I'm sure if we alert, some of the crew, they can get the rest of them. They all know each other. I'm sure they know where they're going. There's probably clusters. I doubt any of them are going off on their own.
Do we... We don't have any sending stones, do we?
No.
Fuck!
Just our very loud voices.
You did have the... one of you had the ability to message, correct?
I did not.
Not me.
Wait, no,
Okay.
yeah, somebody did.
I have hunting trap.
Because we
I
talked to...
thought that somebody did because we mentioned that the there were two crewmates who had message, and they could.
Yeah, but we don't. Like, they could send us sending, but we don't have one to send back. You know what I mean? Like, we're
So
a one-way
maybe-
call kind of thing.
If we just find the person who has sending, they can just relay the information, right?
And check in and make sure that you all will be on your way. I think I wrote it down. I think it's hold on.
It was the person who came to us earlier today, wasn't
It
it?
was,
The chef.
Friedrich.
Friedrich and one more. It was Friedrich and...
Need to expand that person's culinary vision.
Go get a Julia Child's cookbook.
Oh, well, I have one. I'm writing one myself.
Somehow it also could be a chemical weapons lab.
Oh, actually... No.
States of matter.
It wasn't Friedrich. It was Lemagli and Yanlin. Both have sending.
That's right.
So if we can find both of them, they can certainly rally the rest of the crew.
And also, check in with the captain, first mate, to make sure everything's going all right with the item exchange, in case we need to go bust them out.
Speaking of items, real quick, could you identify this? And I hold out the sword.
What the? Jesus, Hatch. Well, okay. Are we giving it to Lucas, or do you want to keep it?
Well, maybe tell me what it is first. I've had a little bit of whiskey. Tell me what the sword does, and then I'll see if I
Now
want to
you
give
want
it
me to
little
identify it. Fine.
When did I ever not want you to identify it?
Give me the details. Give it to me.
I just want to know what it does. It's been a while. I've been using this sword for a long time.
Have you?
Not this one. I mean, my old sword. I've been using it for a long time.
You're not making fucking sense, and she'll identify it.
I'm sorry.
He's fucking... Yeah, so Hatch and I will go off because he's trashed.
Not trashed. I'm white girl drunk. It's like 2 mimosas.
I will say it's kind of fitting that we came up with these plans while we were all some shade of inebriated.
Some kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm high on magic. Honestly, she is like Gollum every time she sees the orb. Close in.
No. Which, by the way, I will hand that over to Hatch.
Ah!
And what? Oh, the orb?
The orb. The orb.
Should stay with me, though.
Maybe best not to put this in your sack, but keep it in your backpack and just try to get it onto the ship as quick as you can.
We'll put it in the, I don't know if I want to put it in the chest with the money, but it will stay in the captain's quarters.
It should be on someone's person at all time. Yet again, celestial item, everyone.
On someone's person. Alright.
Okay, so we will find the Begley and Yanlin. We will make sure that one of them rounds up the crew. The other we keep on hand with us, Hatch, in case we need to send a message to our captain and first mate to make sure they haven't been... Who knows? And just don't remember to not say your first names. Use your fake names.
Stood.
Sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Be careful, you
determined.
We are going to be more than fine. You
said you were identifying the...
I put identify back in the chat.
Yes, please. New sword,
so once again,
please.
you grasp the sword. You weave your spell of identify object. As you do, it's almost like you gain a second sight, Pandora. As you see the blade, it's almost like you're looking at it through almost a kaleidoscope effect, where it is suddenly in your hand, but then it is also like a few feet away. And then there's another one beneath you, and another one above, and then another one even like further away, like 10 feet away. And it's all as you are you're running the identify magic through this sword. It would appear that this weapon has some, with attunement, has the ability to cast Dimension Door up to 10 times.
What the fuck?
This recharges after a long rest. You have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. When you are attuned, the sword, you gain the following. You can cast Dimension Door 10 times. You gain a +2 to stealth checks, and you can recall the sword to your hand when it is within 1 mile of you.
That's freaking crazy.
So tell me, what is it? What can it do?
She is high as fuck off of magic. She's like, whoa! Haven't had a head like that in a long time. So, here's what this is.
I'm sorry, is that going to be a problem for you?
Shut up! So, this is what it is. She's like, it's Dimension Door. You get plus to stealth. 10 Dimension Doors. All the Dimension Doors. Recharge it on a long rest. You every fucking thing, and then you can summon it. It summons if it's in a mile, because you'll be leaving it somewhere in a mile, and you summon it. And so she's kind of rambling.
Dimension door? Are you serious?
Yes!
But I have to attune to it, so I can't do that right now. Fuck.
No, but you should keep it, because you're going to need Dimension Door, Hatch.
Okay. Alright, I guess I'll keep it. I guess I'll keep my teleporting sword.
I think you'll love it. Alright, but in terms of items to hand over to Lucas, she digs down into her bustier, pulls out the boob scroll, and hands it over.
I can't be comfortable.
Gives me extra padding.
In the middle?
Listen.
You pull out the scroll. This is the scroll that when you looked at it last, it had both the language of Infernal and Celestial upon it.
So we made some conjectures and assumptions that it has to do with Asmodeus' stuff. We just don't know what, nor do we care to dive deeper and find out.
All right. I suppose we should alert our new charges that we are gearing up to move out.
Oh, do we have to take them with us?
I thought that was
No, they were told to wait at the Silk Sensation and that we would return.
Oh, okay, perfect. Then we will prep the boat in the meantime.
And once we get in, once we meet from the crew, we will send out a sending immediately to check in, make sure you are still living, and if not, then I'll bring you back up, and it will work out.
I put my hand on both of you, sort of, as best I can. Captain, first mate, don't be heroes, all right? If you suspect danger, get out of there. All right?
Yeah.
I know this is not coming from the man that I just watched die less than 12 hours ago.
I've come close to death before.
Bunny hop, a little flunk. Don't do that again. You scared the shit out of me.
It wasn't my choice to get cut in half.
Semantics.
Pretty important distinction.
I'm just imagining like this tiny 2-foot bunny just smacking this very tall dragonborn.
Backhanding with a tiny white paw.
With a level discrepancy, you might kill me.
Not trying to draw blood. It's just a smack. Don't do that.
Hatch bruises.
Ow.
20-pound
I'm
bunny.
sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, I'll throw a 20-pound rock at someone, see how if it doesn't hurt them.
Okay. So,
Right.
the choice is for Brash and Captain Blanche to make the delivery while Pandora and Hatch attend to the crew. And you are leaving Dozer and the prisoner behind, and you will return for them once those tasks are completed.
Once we reconnect.
Very well. Okay.
I don't know why I chose that hand motion.
Now look here, I was the one that was making the dirty jokes about it.
That was not intentional!
I'm gonna be walking across, throwing signs.
YouTube, please don't take this video down.
I'm sorry. I literally did not. I don't know what. I'm sorry.
Gang, gang.
We'll give it to you. It's your birthday.
It's my birthday.
Okay. Are you, because I'm just asking, are you waiting till the next day to do this, or are you doing this all within the dead of night?
No.
Right now.
Dead at night.
Good night.
All right. As you all are making out of your bedroom, and you are headed down towards the lower level, you see Brash. You see off in the distance, back towards the back of the Silk Sensations. At this point, the downstairs level, the silken walls and barriers have been lofted up into the ceiling. There's no trying prostituting happening at this moment.
I know it's so hard to find a word that's not absolutely
There
heinous.
ain't no sexy time happening. That's even worse.
It's like my dad was DMing.
No one's taking the train to Bone Town at this particular moment.
I'm using your British accent, so it sounds like Carrie Elwes. I love it so much.
As you wish. Take the train to Bone Town. Princess Buttercup, you've certainly gotten weird.
Because, unlike other Robin Hoods, I speak with an English accent.
Unlike other Robin Hoods, I take the train to Bone Town. I'm a Robin Hood who fucks.
Have a seat. All right. Off towards the back of this, it's almost like it was this Silk Sensations, the lower level, with between the two bars, been converted into a almost like a fancy restaurant of sorts. The Silk Sensations is a very diverse place in terms of all of the different activities that you can engage in. So it looks like there's almost like a fine dining establishment on the lower level now. Towards the back, Brash, sitting by themselves, in one of the, it's like one of those, it's like a leather upholstered booth that is almost in the shape of a U, with the table in the center, with a little lone candle that's sort of sitting on the table. There's currently a band that is playing sort of a very like slow dance kind of music, and you see sitting alone at the table is Florencia.
And the machines.
No, the machines are not.
The machines are gone. They aren't old enough to drink.
Yeah. Well, I've DMG'd this. At some point during that conversation, hopefully, Brash would have taken a moment to kind of just scribble down some stuff regarding some feelings, and some odes and desires that may not have a chance to be.
He already wrote her a love letter. Oh my god!
And he'll find a second to kind of sneak over, and as he's heading out the door, just sit that on the table and kind of look down at her and be, I am so sorry. I don't have a lot of time. Jeez. Sorry, that was my roommates. That's the serenade. Surprise, it's a big surprise. I'm so sorry. I'm not good at this. I gotta go.
Brash Briggs. She see you're leaving the note on the table.
Yeah, and I will just like wrestle with myself, but I will lay it as gently in her hands as I can, and I will just cup her hands and give them a squeeze and give them a little kiss. I'll be like, thank you so much for letting me play with you, but duty calls. I'm really, really sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. The honor was mine. I haven't played with somebody who wasn't a machine in so long, and it was a moment for me, and it was a moment I shall not soon forget. And thank you. I'm very sorry to hear that you have to leave. I was very selfishly hoping that I would have a chance to see you before you departed, but I understand. Shall you be gone long? Will you be away from Brecca, or will you be returning at some point?
I don't know. Probably not.
Oh.
It's...
So this is goodbye.
Not forever.
It It might be if we're being realists, but just read this. I've put everything I could think of in here. You're incredible. Goodbye. And I not wanting to take up any more time, knowing the urgency of the situation, beating myself up again and again and again in my head, I will turn and I will head out the door.
No.
She follows you with her eyes and just without looking at it, just slowly just palms the letter and brings it to her across the table. And if you were there, you would see a moment of indecision. Should they read right now or save it for a different time? And they decide to slip it down into one of their pockets and not read it in that moment.
That's so sad.
We were trying to plot while this was happening and tell Andy to get her tour dates so that
You gotta follow him on Facebook or something.
Or tell her to come tour up north where we're going.
You all are in the city streets outside of the Silk Sensations within the Rainbow Crown. At this point in time, the Rainbow Crown is very much hopping. Like the music is thick in the air. The smells is the nightlife of Brecca. At this point, you are choosing to split the party. Pandora and Hatch, you are to head west and slightly north towards the Demacia docks. And Hatch, or Brash and Blanche, you are to head north into the Amethyst Worm.
What kinds of establishments exist in the vicinity of the Demacia docks? I mean, are all of the...
There are some shipping companies. There are some, there is a variety of different smiths for shipwriting and for
I mean, in terms of like, you know, people who just came back from long stints out on the ocean, you know, if they're looking for bars. I mean, we confined them to the vicinity.
There's only a handful. There's only a handful of taverns.
So there's not that many places that we would really have.
No, it is very much like the attempt of the city is to draw you into the Rainbow Crown where the entertainment is actually happening.
Okay. All right. Pandora, it looks like we don't have probably too many places that we have to look. I don't think the rest of the city is...
Who has the sword?
I have the sword. It's my sword.
Hatch has a sword. Okay.
I don't like that. Okay.
He has the sword and the orb.
Sword and orb.
No, Brash has the orb.
No.
No, they gave me the orb, darling.
I gave it to him.
And because they wouldn't let me hold it.
And I've had a whole handle of whiskey.
I want to hold the ball.
Okay. So
I don't know. I'm kind of drunk. I might give you the ball.
Very quickly, I need to know who has what. So you have the scroll from Blanche and Brash. You have the scroll from Pandora along with the tome that you found. Were there any other items?
I wrote down, from what I scooped up personally, I had a book. So I don't know if there was a second tome that Blanche found, but if so, 2 tomes, the scroll, and then a miscellaneous amount of gold.
Okay. So, but in terms of the items, it was those 2 books and the scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Got it.
I have orb and sword.
Give me the orb. Give me.
Back away. Don't make me teleport away. I will do it. I'm sober enough to teleport to God knows where.
I'm gonna snatch that shit.
The sky was falling, and we had enough time to go and then run.
I shit you not. We all went, okay.
Because this is quite literally exactly what happens when you double book.
Okay. I will handle this in stages then. We will do Brash, and actually, I'm sorry, we will do Hatch, and we will do Pandora first.
Oh no, let the others go first because I'm more stressed about their part.
No.
It's just two drunk people trying to wrangle
building
up
attention.
more drunk people.
No, not our thing. I'm stressed about them.
Friendly mulligan. You know what? Just straight up no.
Hatch and Pandora, you make your way through the Rainbow Crown. You're actually going a different way than you've gone before. Back, instead of going east around the Midnight Citadel, you're going west around it. And you're coming actually very close to the Midnight Citadel. As you sort of approach it, is on your right-hand side, as you're headed north. It is not lost on you that whatever Lucas Nightmore, or the Nightmores in general, are trying to do or have some kind of plan or machinations involved with that otherworldly looking object. And as you look at it, you can see that in the design or in the architecture of this structure, they're peppered throughout different tiny windows and doors that have been throughout the years built into the Midnight Citadel. As with each ruling family that comes into power, they build new rooms and new facilities within the Midnight Citadel. Pandora, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
This is the really bad time for a panic attack, Pandora. This is really bad time. Oh, God.
You should have had some of the alcohol.
Nat 20.
Never mind.
Hit! Nothing happens.
Combo breaker.
Yes!
You go, birthday girl.
The only thing you feel is this, just a slight push on your mental barriers. And
Uh-oh.
you, and there's that slight pressure, and it's almost like you shove it off and cast it aside as you make your way through the Rainbow Crown into the Golden Crescent.
Out loud, Hatch will hear, "Not now, Lucas."
Lucas, where?
No, put the sword down. No, fuck, Hatch, put the sword down.
What are you talking about? I'm like halfway into...
Put it down. Thank you.
What are you talking about?
I felt someone trying to infiltrate my mind. I assumed it was Lucas since he's obsessed with me.
Even in my partially inebriated state, I roll my eyes.
That being said, it could also be his papa.
Does he even know about us?
Well, that's a good point.
The only person that we know of who we suspect works for Lord Nightmore Sr. is currently gods know where with a destroyed bag of holding. I can't imagine he must know about us.
Yes. Well, so I don't know. I'm actually worried. That's a curious feeling, isn't it?
About what?
About the other two.
Captain?
Yes.
They are wily. The survivalist types, I suspect. I do not think that they are in too much trouble on their own.
Yes. Surprising. All right. Let's go gather the crew, get the ones who have the sending, and make sure we send a message right off the bat, check in and make sure all is well.
There's only a handful of taverns and pubs in this area, so I can't imagine it would take us too long.
So let's go, Hatch. Might as
Both
well
of you
start.
both of you give me an investigation check.
Hell yeah. Here
Plus
we go.
7. Here we go.
Investigation -2. Oh, actually, if it has to do with smell, I get advantage. So do I know what the crew smells like?
I'll give you that roll.
Hell yeah.
You've been with them long enough you spent a night with them, so you kind of know like what they smell like.
That's a 21 for me.
That's a 21 for me.
What? Okay.
Alcohol puts Hatch on his game. Little known fact, it's a superpower.
I got 14 plus 7, baby. 21.
Okay. You don't know Brecca very well. Hardly at all. But with your powers combined,
We are Captain Planet!
You, Hatch, you sniff out the crew members, and as you're sniffing the air, like, you get the general direction of where they might be. And as you get closer and closer, Pandora, you immediately like see them out, like in the crowded taverns. There's one tavern right on the docks with like an open air patio. It's like one of those bars that has like the garage door that it was at one time was like one of those. It was an auto fix-it place.
It's Brooklyn.
It is Brooklyn.
So Brooklyn.
And you see sort of this open air bar with just people milling about, and you see Friedrich and Grack, and you see the others just sort of milling about, just like kneeling up against some high tops, just drinking ale, and they're just swapping stories. And at one point, Grack picks up Friedrich and just holding him like this, like he's a little buddy. And Friedrich's like, "Oh, Grack, put me down." And they just seem to be having just the best of times. And then you find them.
Excellent. Do we see Langley or Yanlin or Lemegli?
They are there, yes.
Okay. Pandora is gonna go over to those two first.
Okay.
And say, "Hello, dears. I hope we had a most wonderful vacay."
The tall Harengon female and the tall elf female look at you. They don't know you, Pandora. They're a part of the crew. You haven't really talked to them at all. So like this sort of familiarity that you're giving them are just like, we don't know you.
Okay. Great. It's like I'm back in high school. Okay.
Do you even go here?
Whoa, and I will say,
who the fuck are you? Yeah.
Exactly. Pandora was the bitch with the glasses in high school, absolutely. She's like, "Hi, girls." So it was so much fun getting to, go around the city and whatnot. By the way, I'm with the What ship. The Haretrigger crew.
They roll their eyes.
Yeah. I think
you get the very distinct impression that of the crew members who are currently here, who have enjoyed like spreading the rumor that the ship is called the What ship, these two are not on board with that whole thing. They're just like, "Oh, Jesus Christ."
Yeah.
Hey, if Episcopalianism can be canon, then so can Jesus Christ.
I was
there is an episode
about
1
that.
called. I know. I'm just, yeah. This is a joke. So we don't do real world religions in our games. That's just weird. So you get that impression. They're like, "What do you want?"
And I think this is like the only time Pandora is off her game. Right? She's anytime it's like a Mean Girl-esque situation, she's totally fucked. So she's like, so the captain and the first mate are doing something, and I was wondering.
Whoa! What are they doing? Why aren't they here?
They're coming back. They're coming back. They're just dropping something off real quick. And picking up our splendors. We got a lot of platinum, which I'm.
Oh yeah, Friedrich said something about that. Yeah, like how'd we get all this platinum?
We just did like something so small. It's a little dig.
Can't be small if we got platinum for it. What gives?
Oh, we did it. We did a dig. An archaeological dig.
Okay.
Yeah. So if one of you, not to bother you, but if one of you wouldn't mind shooting a quick sending to the captain just to check in and make sure all is going. You don't have to do it right away, but like if you could do it at some point, like I think it would,
You just need us to send a message to the captain.
yeah, just like that, yeah.
Okay. Megli, you want to take this? Yeah, sure, fine. Thanks for letting us know.
Oh yeah, totally cool.
The elf steps aside for a brief second, and leaves the main group and walks towards the docks. You see them place their fingers right behind where their glands would be, just right underneath their the neck, and you hear them, or you don't even hear it. You just you hear the mumbling and the vibration, and that will actually take us to Blanche and Brash. Blanche and Brash, at this point, you have made your way through the Rainbow Crown, past all of the musicians and buskers and all of the different entertainers and performers. You managed to actually see a variety show. There was actually some poets and an entire play that you pass by, explaining the history of the city of Ashkelon and all of its splendors, and how there's actually a legitimate reenactment of the battle between the gods that split the earth, that formed the Dungannon in Ashkelon. And it's a mixture of both live action performance and shadow puppetry. And it's actually really good. Like, it's not something you've really experienced before, but it's entertaining. But you keep moving, you move right through that space, and then you make your way out of the Rainbow Crown into the Golden Crescent. At this point, the Golden Crescent, all business and the hubbub and hustle and bustle of the city has sort of died down as the evening has progressed. And you eventually move very quickly through the Golden Crown, or the Golden Crescent, until you reach the Amethyst Worm. You very quickly, easily retrace your steps until you find yourself at the door, or at the gate rather, of the Nightmore Estate.
Is there still that guard at the gatehouse?
There are two. There are two guards.
Okay. Well then she'll hop up, pop on the door if they're not standing outside.
They are standing outside.
Okay.
They notice you as you approach. They actually step out of the guard shack and approach you. And you go back.
Ready to make whatever delivery we could. Not much.
All right. Hold here. Are you going to go and inform the steward? Yeah, I could do that. And the gate. He opens the gate, and the other guard goes in. It's gone for about 5 minutes. And the steward, the tiefling steward, Stuart Maximilian, exits, and you see him in all of his grandeur. And he looks at you and says, "Well, that was very quick."
Try to keep it punctual.
Punctual.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we didn't manage to find too much, but we're hoping he's happy with what we got.
See. Huh. And what do we have?
Few scrolls with some scribbles on it. I don't know if it's really finger paint or actual anything worth it, but that is what that is. Here's a
His
couple
lordship
of
will be the
books.
judge.
If his lordship wanted high quality things, then he best have been more specific.
What she means to say is, we'll leave that to. We didn't really have a distinct target as to what we were going for.
That's what I just said.
We were just scooping. Yeah, I'm saying it nicer.
I was almost positive I gave you a packet of some kind.
Oh, I'm not familiar. I don't believe that. I don't remember anything like that. I just kind of remembered.
We were told to retrieve whatever we could.
Procure whatever we could find is what I remember.
Very well. Oversight on my part then. And he says, please, come right this way.
All right.
He brings you within the cloisters of the Nightmore Estate, down the long hallway that leads into the familiar map room, which is empty. And Stuart looks at you both and says, His Lordship will be with you straightway. I will best to leave your findings on the table there. And he points to not the map table, but a small end table with some different tools or implements on it.
All right. Well, set the bag on the table, I guess, and just sort of, please begin.
From where we are right now in the entranceway, am I able to see the front entrance?
No.
Okay. Is there a window anywhere in this room?
Yes, there is a window that opens out into the gardens. Or actually, there's like several windows, about 10 different windows. It's a very large room, so it's like 10 windows that look out onto the Nightmore Estate gardens. It looked to be like a series of hedges and mazes, and just various flora out there.
Okay.
And some of which doesn't look like it's native to Brecca, but it just looks from all different places.
Bougie.
Stuart, he leaves you in the room. Is there anything you guys choose to do in the interim while you wait?
One thing I want to do is get one of my moths out of the bag. Like just let one crawl out onto my hand. Just sort of look at it. I want you to go sit up in that window, and if anything bad happens, you go find Pandora. All right? And she just lets it fly up to the windowsill.
And it flutters up into the ceiling.
Well, hopefully that'll help somehow.
Is there anything you want to do, Brash?
Besides fight the urge to have a panic attack, he is clocking each of these windows. Is there any way he could tell which one generally would be facing the closest direction to the ship?
So these windows are facing east, not facing west.
Okay. All of them?
Yes.
Gotcha.
The door is facing west. Or yes, the door is facing west,
gotcha.
Which would be the direction.
The windows are
towards
facing east.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood. He's just going to try not to panic.
Okay. Is there anything that he's doing in the room while they wait, besides clocking the windows?
You're probably checking in on Blanche from time to time.
From how well Brash likely knows Blanche, you can tell just by looking at her that she's just as on edge as he is. Just the nervous pacing. She's not twitching or anything. It's just pacing, looking down, occasionally looking up at the door. Pacing, looking down, occasionally looking up at the door.
And then just in case, if anything were to go wrong, Brash is going to have a dimension door ready in his pocket.
Okay.
Aimed the full 500 feet out of the window to the garden.
Okay.
Madam, you do not have a character sheet.
Give her one.
Give her one piece. It's scary.
Oh, here comes the music.
It's music, not the music.
Go lay down. I can't have something this cute in my lap with scary music.
At about the 8-minute mark, I'll say where are you standing in the room? I'll ask that.
Away from the shadows, probably only 10 feet away from the table that we set all the stuff on, trying to center ourselves in the middle of the room as much as possible.
Okay, so you're near the map table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll say, given your proximity to the center of the room, there is light directly overhead. There's a crystalline chandelier, candles illuminating the space. towards the extremities of the room, near the windows and near sort of the back portion area with the bookcases and everything, there are very much distinct shadows that are present. You are in the center of the room, standing, moving as little as possible. And as you are sort of like shifting your weight, you look down at the map table and you see what's on it. And the map is a map of Odromia, as stated before. And you see ships placed all throughout, fleets of ships. Directly in the center looks to be a fleet of ships that can't be moving, can they? Almost looks like they are ever so often changing ever so slightly the location, just inching towards a general direction. You see on the map where one of these very large fleets is moving is towards a location known as the Thessarane Abyss. Something also that I see you notice, and you notice it because you are pirates. The flags and sails of a certain vessel that is currently docked just out in the bay right now. A ship with yellow sails. A ship that looks very familiar to one that you have encountered previously. Perhaps even the same ship that chased you out of the Grim Talbot. The Charybdis Marauders. And it would appear that they are currently anchored in the bay. Not even, based off of the position that your ship is not labeled in the bay. But based off of where this ship is located, it is not far away from yours.
Damn.
But in the back of your mind, the thought that you're like, wow, I'm glad we had the foresight to repaint our ship.
Yeah.
It's got a little gold racing stripe.
Still
red.
wet paint.
Different name,
I
though.
don't know that.
Different
I don't
name.
know that.
What
I know
ship?
that.
What ship?
There is the sound of approaching footsteps, and then suddenly, not the door behind you, but the another set of double doors. There's a loud clatter, and suddenly the doors are thrown open by the steward, and Lucas Nightmore enters the room, followed closely by an older gentleman. Arrayed in apparel slightly better than Lucas. This would appear to be Lord Nightmore. White hair with something is off about the eyes. It's almost like the sclera of the eyes are also white. Looking slightly... He's not blind, he's looking at you. He's wearing a black coat. It goes all the way down to his knees. A cravat that is purple with a golden pin directly in the center. He is wearing very fine pants and boots. At his side is a very large sword black. With a very, it almost looks at the very edge, the tip of it almost looks like it's serrated. You are standing, the Steward Maximilian says, His Lordship Nightmore, Lucas Nightmore in attendance. I present to you, my lords, the captain and first mate of the what ship? Lord Nightmore steps forward. Lucas Nightmore has his head down, does not appear to acknowledge either of you, just staring down at the floor. Lord Nightmore approaches the both of you, and suddenly the appearance, for whatever reason, for someone who looks to be much older than they are, moves with very, not youthful, but definitely a dexterity that belies their years. And they approach the two of you and look you up and down. Oh. It's a very interesting crew you have here.
Thank you.
Lucas, behind his father, raises his head just so slightly. Father, I'm sorry. I know I should have consulted you first, but I wanted to see if I could. It was my own way, just of trying to prove my. Silence.
Uh-oh. Will we hide out of turn?
My son is ambitious and sometimes lacks temperance. Timing is everything, and it would appear that his hiring of you has lost me one of my servants.
Lost you? Well, how? I mean, this isn't the usual circumstance in which I'm told those exact same words, but I suppose I can try.
I need you to shut up right now.
What?
As jokes, it's very heartening for you in this moment.
See no reason why we can't be amiable.
Though I would suppose the prey very rarely knows what to fear from the predator until it's already too late.
I'm frequently told I should fear many things, sir.
He's standing at about 6 foot.
Yeah, so she's doing this number. To someone my size, you understand, everything's supposed to be scary to me. I don't mean any disrespect.
So, where is the rest of your crew? I was told by my son that there were 4 of you.
There were. One took a rather difficult beating, and I figured it'd be best for him to get some rest. The other, I hired her for an entirely different purpose on my ship. I didn't see any reason why you needed 4 people to make one delivery.
That was very shrewd of you. Interesting. Lucas, you, do you have them?
Lucas looks up. You can see like a single tear forming in his right eye as it looks like he's trying to strain, like he's trying, and Father, I can't reach them. She's fighting me.
Boy, what use do I have for you?
He flicks his finger, and suddenly Lucas disappears as he has been dimension doored away. You hear Lord Nightmore say, "Ever since my daughter left, I've had to deal with amateurs. So, what have you found?"
Bag. Hop over. Top of the map table.
You bring the tome and the two books and the scrolls. The books are unmarked. There's nothing that would indicate a title. The scroll, however, has the celestial and the infernal languages both on it. He takes the scroll first. As he begins to read it, you see his eyes very briefly glow and then go back to their original level of brightness. Well, then this confirms it. This is very, very fortunate finding this then. Was that all?
That's everything we could grab before the place started falling around us.
Nothing else.
Nothing of import that I can think of. Then again, I can't imagine how those little scraps of anything of import either. I
Give
just
me
trust.
a deception check.
18.
On an 18. His eyes narrow at you, Blanche. He looks at you, Brash. He looks up at you. He once more sort of regards, almost like he's analyzing every part of you. And he just says, "It seems your friend here doesn't know what she should be afraid of. What about you? Did you find anything? Anything that you haven't put on the table yet?"
Well, I did find this, and I will dig into the sack and pull out like the gold that I found, and kind of just leave it there on a pile on the table. It's like it's kind of all I had time scooping in my bag. I can't imagine it's very useful to someone of your stature, but that's about all we got.
I'm not going to make you roll for that because that isn't a lie. That's
Yay,
not
Brash!
deception. That's
Point one
not
for Brash!
deception. That's accurate. And technically, you weren't the one who grabbed anything else. You grabbed a book and some gold coins. So,
Heck yeah, I did.
Please, the gold is yours.
Well, thank you kindly. And I'll go ahead and scoop that back into my bag.
Oh, all right, fine. If you want everything, then she'll pull her quiver off and dump out the fingers that are left in it. I didn't think you'd find those useful. Just what?
I'm trying to figure out what possessed you to take the prizes of my servant for yourself.
Your sir. Oh, that asshole worked for you?
Oh, that was your guy?
He put a
I'm so-
hole in my second favorite crewmate.
Yeah,
he makes the best gumbo this side of the sea.
He kind of just showed up and started some shit. We had no idea he was employed by you. We figured, Lucas just double booked. That's what he said, is he double booked. So we figured Lucas might have hired 2 people for the same job, and honestly, we got a little stingy, and our fight kind of might have blown some things out of proportion, which is part of the reason we weren't able to get you more stuff. I apologize for that, but yeah, I mean, it was self-defense, if I'm being honest.
He stabbed Hatch. That's rude and unnecessary.
His countenance changes, and he suddenly becomes very almost hospitable.
That's scarier.
I don't like it.
Oh, well, if that is all that you have, then that's all that you have. And there's nothing left for me to do but to show you the door. Thank you.
Well, pleasure doing
I'm
business
assuming
with
that
you.
that my son has already given you payment for your services,
Oh yeah,
Yes, he has.
he's already taken
however
care of that.
meager they may be.
We are humbly honored by the payment he gave us. Truly, don't trouble yourself with anything more. We appreciate it.
Well, should you ever need more in terms of jobs or in terms of payment, then you know who to come to next time. Don't reference my son. Just come straight to me next time and cut out the middleman.
Well, now that we know who's in charge, we'll be certain to keep that in mind.
Very much so. Very much thankful for it, Lord Nightmore. You have yourself a pleasant evening. We'll be getting out of your hair now. And we're walking. And we're walking.
You make it all the way to the door.
Before you go,
Yeah.
you didn't happen to encounter an orb of some kind, a round object that was stored within one of the vaults of the candles?
Well, we only went to the one, to be fair. We didn't go
we
to
didn't
all
have
of them.
much time to search any of the vaults. And there were some round things in there, but we weren't able to grab any of them.
There was very little we were able to grab before the ceiling collapsed.
Would you say it looked like?
Both of you give me deception checks.
Guys, I'm gonna puke.
I'm also going to puke in a way that is similar to you.
Pandora, does he ever get the feeling that we're just sort of fucked?
Whatever
this
do you
weird-
mean, Hatch?
I don't know, just sort of a weird feeling.
It's not like you're level 3 and I'm just a fucking wizard.
Daddy, if there was ever a time for your spirit to possess me and give me the strength, it's now.
It's now. It's fucking now.
Come on, Grandma, I'm honing your bullshit. 22.
22.
No, you would fail it.
I shall let you have the sword.
No.
3 plus 4. 7 total.
He would have failed it. He would have failed it, though.
Oh
God.
Here's your explanation. Huh. Well, we didn't find anything. You didn't find anything. So, I suppose, have a good rest of your evening.
Thank you. You do the same.
As you leave the room, and the is actually opened as you approach the door. Stuart Maximilian has opened the door, and he has, just with a slight twinkle in his eye, says, "Oh, leaving, are we? Ah, yes. Okay. Right this way." And he gestures down the hall. I need both of you to give me a perception check.
Is smell going to be a factor in this at all?
Could be.
May I roll that with advantage then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 19.
Same.
Hey, double 19s. You're both facing the doorway, seeing Stuart.
Oh, I'm sorry,
open
that's
the
an
door.
18. I'm sorry.
You're both facing the doorway. Stuart Maximilian has opened the doors and is gesturing down the hall. As you are about to leave the room, Brash, for whatever reason, a scent, subtle but pungent, suddenly fills your nostrils. It's not one that you have a lot of familiarity with, but you've encountered it maybe once or twice in your life. And it's the smell of sulphur. Blanche, as you are walking out towards the doorway, out of the corner of your eye, it's like in horror movies where you're from a person's perspective, like the camera is looking at something and you see something that is almost slightly out of frame, but then it moves slightly and you see it and it's in the shadows. This thing is not in the shadows. It's almost not something you register, Blanche. But it is almost like the form of Lord Nightmore takes on something else entirely. Suddenly, this human-presenting person with this pure white hair and these very piercing white sclerid eyes. For a brief moment, it looks like there are 6 horns on top of their head. And in terms of their feet, they don't seem to have feet anymore, but hooves instead. And the fingers on their hands grasping the very, very cruel-looking sword. There appear to be 6 on each hand. And then suddenly, it's like you turn your head slightly to see, wait, what? And suddenly it's just Lord Nightmore once again.
I'm not going to say a blessed word, but I'm going to turn around and kind of give a little look to my moth on the windowsill, and then it's a telepathic bond anyway, so she just go.
Okay. You follow Stuart Maximilian out the door. You feel through no force of any physical person, the door suddenly closed behind you. And you exit down the hallway, out into the cloisters, into the garden area, and towards the front gate.
Like the second the front gate closes, just immediately, little bunny puddle on the ground.
We can't stay here.
No, we gotta let's go back to the Silk Sensations and then.
No. Hang on, follow me.
We have to.
30 minutes.
All right.
Just keep walking. And I will deliberately turn to walk the opposite direction of the Silk Sensations.
So you're walking
And
north.
We are walking north. If Blanche is going to entertain me and walk with me.
It took a second for her to pick up on what he was dropping, but yeah, she's following.
Okay. Are you just doing this like openly, or are you trying to hide your steps or presence at all, or are you just walking?
This is just leading us deeper into the Amethyst Crown, right?
The
Amethyst Worm, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This would lead you further. So off of the street, you actually see several different mansions, one after the other. There are a couple that look to be owned by some human merchants. There's also one that is some Dragonborn, not the one that you encountered earlier, but some other Dragonborn merchants. Also some Tabaxi merchant families seem to be present within the Amethyst Worm. And you are making your way north into the Amethyst Worm, deeper and deeper, headed towards sort of the outer limit of the city wall, towards what's another neighborhood in the city called Sharktown.
Okay. Is there like a loop out through Sharktown to head back toward the Golden Crown?
There are a lot of different side streets. You could, it would take time, but you would be able to sort of meander through the Amethyst Worm for a little bit, and then slowly begin to make your way back south.
Okay. How long do I think that would take?
Probably about an hour.
At this point, I'm ready to be safe rather than sorry. And I won't break eye contact or my stride. I'll just go, just put up with me for an hour, at least until we're out of this part of town. I'll explain it.
You don't need to explain anything, Brash.
And then as we meander, I'm trying to kind of keep it lazy looking. But we're probably going to stick to like the sidewalk. Try not to draw too much attention, at least in the Amethyst Crown. The Amethyst Worm. Golly. But once we're out of that part of town, I will try and just in a breath, just go, I let something slip. I don't know what, but I think you could feel it.
Again, trying to make it just look lazy and bored, so she'll kind of stretch and yawn for a second and then hop up on his shoulder. What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm a pretty good bullshitter, but I don't feel like I don't feel good about it.
We're both pretty good bullshitters. Whatever that was not human. Let's discuss this on the ship.
Okay. And I think we'll just take the rest of that time
at any point
around.
Are you employing any means of hiding your tracks or trying to stealth your way through any of this?
I think once we get out of the worm, then we'll start trying to duck and do that a little bit more.
Okay. You meander for about 45 minutes, going at first directly north and then slowly making your way, using the wall as kind of, or the outer barrier of the wall, to sort of guide you in terms of like heading heading west and then south. Yes?
Before we get too far from the Nightmore Estate, really quick, while she's perched on Brash's shoulder, she's going to stop and take a minute to kind of gather herself and try to use something she doesn't really use very often. I want to take a shot at my primeval awareness. Was that what I think it was?
What do you think it was?
As an action, you can expend one ranger spell slot to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within a mile, and up to 6 if it's in my favorite terrain, which this is not grasslands, so.
But your favorite terrain is actually not grasslands.
That is true.
Your favorite terrain would probably be coastal.
That is true. You're right, because yeah, it's coastal.
So this is not your favorite terrain.
So it's 1 mile instead of 6. But that's why I said I wanted to pop this off before we got too far from the Nightmore Estate.
Okay. Is there a roll associated with this?
Nope. It just says as an action, I can expend 1 ranger, so I have to spend the spell slot. But
okay. Blanche, as you use your magic, use your ranger's senses, trying to pinpoint. At this point, you're not that far away still from the Amethyst Worm and from the Nightmore Estate. But as you reach out, you get the distinct impression of a fiendish presence.
Scribbles that note down, tucks it away. We'll talk about that on the ship.
All right. At this point, though, you have made your way, begun to make your way south using the. Now, it's sort of like when you're in any major city, you sort of try to find the landmarks. You use the wall. That was sort of your barrier. You're not going out of the wall into Sharktown. You're just using the wall, tracing your steps as you make your way west, and then suddenly you see the ocean, and that's when you start to make your way south, back into the Golden Crescent. You are headed to the Silk Sensations, correct? Okay. It's delicious. Does
the message ever get to them, though?
To make it clear, if we have a tail, I would try to lose them, or like to try to lose them.
Oh God, we're so fucked.
You have a choice here. You can either give me a stealth check to make your way as you make your way south, trying to hide your steps and movement, or you can give me a perception check.
Well, I'm better a little bit at perception than I am stealth.
Above table, I'll make you a deal. You do perception, I'll hop down off your shoulder and I'll do stealth. Try to get lost among the knees and double back 15, 20 feet behind you. Try to see if there's somebody that I can find following while staying as close to the ground as I can.
I'll take that deal.
Cool. If the DM will allow that.
I'll allow it, sure. If you're going to split the party once again.
Oh, God. Would this also deal with smell?
You're using a perception?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a...
Thank
This
you.
is with advantage.
I love this dice. I love you so
11.
much. It's a natural 20 plus 6.
Oh,
This bunny is invisible.
I'm albino and I am gone.
You make yourself incredibly tiny amidst the hustle and bustle of the Golden Crescent. As the night moves on apace, many people are moving back towards the shops, and as you make your way, you know whereabouts Blanche is. But there's a smell. There's a smell. Where have you smelled that before? Wait a second. Brash, you look back into the crowd, and there is almost a parade of people between you, and you're on one side of the street, and you see down an alley on the other side of the street. As you're making your way south, you're looking back north, and you can sort of spot where Blanche is. And as you look down this alley, you see a shadow sort of come into view. And that's when the smell triggers something in you. This is the smell of somebody who got very, very close to you. And also, you had your hands on them when it was a matter of life and death. Stepping into the alley is a very pale figure with piercing golden eyes and a wide-brimmed hat with a very unsettling grin. They do not seem to see you yet, but they are now approaching your direction in the alley.
Well, shit. I won't make any sudden moves. I will continue to mosey and make myself a focal point for Blanche as well as I can. Oh God. Oh God.
You're a diabolical, Andy! And brilliant, god damn it!
Pretty cool though.
It's really cool!
We need another bag of holding right now.
Stat.
As you begin to make your way further south, are you changing your pace at all, or are you attempting to hide?
At this point, yes, I am going to attempt to hide. Because if it looks like he hasn't noticed me, I'm going to assume that he may be looking for me, but he doesn't know where I am.
Yeah, at least from what you could tell from what your initial sight of him was, is that he did not seem to have picked up your trail yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to kind of veer off and hide behind the corner of maybe another alley. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
I'm going to continue to follow as best I can.
6.
Okay.
I'm locks it on, man. Doesn't really work for me.
You are just, it's not like you're trying, like you're not trying to be, it's almost like you realize that, Brash. You realize that trying to hide in the open like this, in these streets, with people milling about, given your size compared to the people around you, it's almost impossible. And at this point, you are moving almost parallel to the Midnight Citadel as you make your way back through into the Rainbow Crown.
Can I still see Blanche?
Yes, you still know exactly where Blanche is. Blanche is like 20 feet behind you. Blanche, you don't see this person yet. The only person that knows anything about this other person, this other character, is Brash. As you begin to make your way further south, you move past the Midnight Citadel into the Rainbow Crown, and eventually you do make it to the Silk Sensations.
Well, then first thing, we're walking in and we're looking for our new passengers.
Yep. We are walking in, getting them,
And
walking
walking
out.
right back out.
Okay. You walk up to the doorway. You go into the Silk Sensations, walk up the stairs, and you immediately approach the doorway with the subtle energy around the door handles that signify a magical lock. I'm assuming one of you knocks on the door.
Yep.
Okay. The door opens very abruptly, and you see the Dozer's large frame as he looks you down, as his eye sort of keys in on the two of you. Is everything okay?
We
both
need to go. So get
Very
your person,
well.
or not your person. But get your person.
He opens the door slightly wider, and you are able to see into the room. And it's at that point that you not recognize, but you see a elven woman. No, not elven. It's elven-like, but there's something higher. High elf. They're wearing what looks to be some kind of like leafy armor that, as they move from the couch that they're sitting on, you see that it begins to change slightly in color, almost signifying different seasons. And Dozer says,
Drakel, are you ready?
"Yes, Dozer, I'm ready."
All right.
Kidding me?
This
Wait!
is the crew.
You're fucking kidding me.
Oh my god, that's the Fae that trapped your people in the fucking dimension!
Wait.
Brash doesn't know this. Brash doesn't know this.
I don't know this. I
Neither
don't
does
know
Blanche.
this. You never told us.
Nope, we don't know.
Oh!
I got her. Won't kill her. Won't get her.
It's Hatch right now.
Pretty nice night.
And that is where we will leave it for tonight.
Oh, Andy! Oh, God!
Gonna kill her.
Thank you all for watching. Tune in next time to see if the split party is able to get back together. We love you, and we hope to see you soon, and have a great rest of your week. And I hope you roll nothing but nat 20s. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye. Panic!